Hello there and welcome back to my channel, or of course welcome to my channel if you're new. If you are new, then hello, lovely to meet you. My name is Alex, and if you are new here, make sure you stick around and subscribe. If you're not new and you've been here for a while, then why not make sure that notification bell is switched on just so you're notified of every single time that I upload. Now for today's video, I wanted to do a super short and sweet review testing out the new Huda Beauty highlighter palette. Huda have done highlighter palettes before, but they were released, honestly, I think maybe even a couple of years ago maybe, and they've the hype has kind of died down on them. So she has released these little highlighter palettes which are called the Glow Obsessions mini face palette. This is in pretty much, guys, the exact same packaging as her eyeshadow palettes in the Obsessions packaging. If I just show you quickly, I've got the purple haze one right here, is exactly the same thickness and size of that, just for reference if you have any of these palettes. Now this is not cheap. This is £27, so that is why I wanted to do a little mini review, because if some of you have your eye on this, I'm here to tell you whether you need to pick it up or not. This is the packaging of the Light Glow Obsessions palette. She has 3 different shades, which personally I don't think is good enough. I feel like the fair end of the spectrum and the deep dark end of the spectrum deserve their own palettes as well. Light, medium, dark is just such an old thing. Brands have always done light, medium and dark. We're in 2021 now. We need to have a more broad selection of shades. So I feel like brands can really throw in a fair palette and a deep dark palette in the mix just to cover as many skin tones as possible. But obviously I picked up the lightest palette, which is the shade Light, and this is what the Light palette looks like. So in here you get 4 different shades of highlighter. You also get a mirror in here, just like with the eyeshadow palettes. Now these colours do look very pretty, but I know straight away I probably won't be able to get away with this one here. I'm hoping I can get away with these two, and I mean this is a purpley toned highlighter, so I wouldn't reach for that one very often. So for me personally with this palette, these are going to be the 2 main highlighters that I will reach for in here. Obviously £27 is a lot of money for 4 highlighters, but I do love Huda Beauty and I did want to pick one of these up. So let's get into some swatches. Okay, I'm just swirling my finger in here, and the formula does feel and look quite powdery-ish. I don't know if you can see that on my finger, but there is a lot of pigment on there, don't get me wrong. It just has a little bit of a dry texture and it just feels just a tiny little bit powdery. Okay, so these are the swatches of all 4 of the shades, and based off the swatches I can definitely get away with these 2 here, which I thought I would. Definitely wouldn't be able to get away with this one. This one actually is more of a pinky purpley undertone, so to be honest with you, it's a lot more wearable than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a straight up lilac-y purple highlighter, but it actually looks the majority pink to me. So I probably would wear that if I wanted a really pink based highlighter. I probably would reach for that. The actual swatches itself, you know, if I'm being totally honest, they're not the best highlighters I've ever swatched. I've definitely swatched highlighters from other brands that are just way better than that. They are super reflective and hopefully blinding on the cheekbones, but just the formula and the look of them are just not high-end quality that I would expect from such a small, expensive palette. Do you know what I mean? So let's actually get this on our face and see what we think. So firstly, I'm going to take this one here and I'm going to put that on this cheekbone. Okay, so when I tap my brush in there's a little bit of kickback, but not loads. Okay, so that is that shade on. As you can see, very blinding when it hits the light. I've got no cast and I think that looks absolutely beautiful. I think that makes up for the formula of the actual highlighter itself. the finish of it is absolutely stunning. So next I'm going to take this one here and I'm going to apply that on this cheekbone. Okay, and that is what this one looks like. This one is definitely more of the most wearable tone of highlighter, whereas this one is more of the blinding super light highlighter. I love them both, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously the actual finish of the highlighters are stunning, I cannot lie. I have noticed it is picking up a bit of texture on my skin. I don't know if you'll be able to quite tell that on camera, but definitely on this side, when I just look forward, I can just see that a lot of my texture is highlighted. I have textured skin, so I can't always get away from that, but some highlighters do have that beautiful smoothing effect where you cannot see a lot of texture. I think because these highlighters are a little bit more powdery, they do pick up that little bit of extra texture that you probably didn't even know you had, but the actual reflectiveness of it is absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to put that shade all on the rest of my face. Right guys, so that is my highlighter done. Definitely let me know down below what you think. Now, do I think this palette is worth picking up? Guys, it's a lot of money. It's £27 for a little highlighter palette like this. I think if you're a Huda Beauty collector, you're probably going to want to pick this up, hence why I did. But if you're just looking at it as, you know, a product review perspective, you probably don't need to spend £27 on this, you know. I did get it for a little bit cheaper. I do get a discount on Feel Unique because I think once you add your profile, you can get a discount off of 2 of your favourite brands on there. And then Jodie, thank you Jodie so much, but she actually gave me her voucher that she had to use on my account. So I did actually get this for like £19. So that's why I picked it up, because I got it for a little bit cheaper. I would not pay full price for this, I will just say that. It's so tiny. Like, their old highlighter palettes were much bigger. If they were that size and £27, I kind of could have understood the price mark, but this is tiny, guys. It's literally like the size of my hand, and it's £27 for 4 highlighters. It is beautiful. The packaging is stunning. The actual result of it is very beautiful. But I just don't think you need to pick this up if you're not looking for it, if that makes sense. Don't get me wrong, this is absolutely stunning. Like, I love how pingy it is off of my lights. But if you don't have £27 to spend on this, then, you know, I probably wouldn't. I'm just being totally honest. I got this because I had a very good discount and I love Huda Beauty. If you just want to know if this is a good highlighter palette or not, it is a very nice highlighter palette. I just didn't expect the formula of it to be like how it was. I just expected it to be a little bit more smoother and creamier. So yeah guys, it's definitely down to personal preference. Like always, you have one end of the spectrum where, you know, it is expensive for how little product you get in here, and my personal opinion is the formula's not my favourite high-end formula that I've ever seen or felt or experienced. But then you also have a very beautiful reflective highlighter after you get past all the formula of the actual product. So it is obviously a mixed bag of opinions, but I like to be completely transparent and completely honest with you guys. I would never want you to spend your money on something that is really expensive and just not the best. So yeah, this isn't my favourite highlighter palette that I've ever tried in my entire life. I've definitely got highlighters in my collection that I prefer the formula of more. But I do love Huda Beauty and I love how reflective it is, so that's my reasoning for picking up this palette, and I'm definitely going to continue using it because I have it. Okay guys, that was my very short and sweet review of the new Huda Beauty Light Obsessions highlighter palette. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. Definitely let me know down below, do you think that this palette is worth the money or not? I would love to know. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe down below and I will see you in my next video. Bye!